right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined here with Darth Beaver. Gonna break down another week of Marvel Strike Force, and definitely got a lot of new information to share with you guys that I'm sure most of y'all have already gotten. But it's just kind of our segment here where we just give our thoughts and theories and just things in general that we're looking to prepare with the upcoming news. So stay tuned for all of that. So there's a lot coming up with the patch. There is going to be a patch update that we want to break down. So let's just go ahead and just kind of kick things off here. Dart, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing excellent. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, man. And I'm glad you're doing okay. I was thinking about you with the Green Bay situation, and yeah, it's not looking too pretty, man. But and I feel for it because part of it is because I got my fantasy football going on, and I got, like I told you on one of the times, I have Aaron Rodgers as my QB.
I'm sad for you this year.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a steal. Wow, I guess all those projections that people had on there being like a mid pickup was kind of on point. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of struggling with that, and yeah. Anyways, all right. So let's jump right into the gameplay here, because I want to jump into the Crucible first. We don't have any specific videos that we're gonna have separate for that, but I just want to kind of recap just things that we've been experiencing or what I've been experiencing. I rebounded last week because the previous week I didn't talk about it, but man, I went like 0 for 3. I got a rude awakening. I had like bumped up levels or divisions, and then I went back down after the beatdown that I took the previous week. So I went 2-1 this week. How did you do?
Man, I went 0-3 for my first time ever.
Yeah.
I moved Diamond 3 and I got in there with some big boys, with some great big whalier accounts than my mini whale account. And I just couldn't hang. I didn't have the teams for it. I still cleared all my rooms and got all my points and had my fun,
Uh-huh.
but there was no winning that. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there was, not with what I had.
Okay. Was that your first time going up into that division, or had you sat on there before?
Yes, no, that was my first time to be up in Diamond 3.
Okay.
Above 1,800 points or whatever your rating is.
Okay.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, I just
See, that's funny. I'm just asking that because I was talking about my rude awakening too. I just can't really. I guess I'm diamond 1. You're diamond 3.
so, yeah,
Dang. Okay. So.
in 18 shoot at the beginning of the week I was almost 1,900 maybe, but now I'm 18 something. We could check real quick.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you fall when you lose, but that's just it. I went 3-0 the week before, so I climbed really high, and Crucible like World do that to you. You can't get too cool about it or too upbeat. Actually, I dropped way down this week. I got 1789 now.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's
but that's
interesting how
still
that happens.
just
Like,
Diamond 3.
okay. Yeah, because it was like here they bring you to that new division, and it's like a rude awakening right from the get go, and that's kind of what I felt when I jumped into my level in Diamond 2. Yeah, so I'm working my way back up there, so I was able to rebound. Hopefully you rebound too.
Yeah.
I guess the main thing off of here is we're just talking right before we started recording, but I just want to kind of open it up here on the video too. In regards to, I guess, the rooms. I mean, we don't have a particular video we're going to make about it, but that's why I wanted to talk about it just in general, just to kind of share the experiences. Because I guess the rooms that are most difficult that I would say, so it could be this legendary one, just depending on what they throw out there with the hero mutants, but I decided to do this. I put Black Bolt in here with my Darkhold team. I'm just hoping that he can kind of pop off if he weakens somebody, because he has that added boost as a legendary trait. And I was able to, since the previous match, someone had to two-shot that concept. I don't know if that's a smart move or not. I just figured I'd do it. And main reason, because I don't do Dorm over here or put them on defense because I kind of use them as just a backup for some of these other beefy rooms I've been seeing. So if no one puts their hero mutants on the defensive setup, like say for example, I've seen some people doing some matchups here against the Bio. I'm sorry, the Gamma team. Yeah, then they'll put like a Dormammu counter against this particular team. But I guess the real thorn in people's butts. And I saw Duarte's vehicle where he won all off, and he was pissed off about this Spider Weaver that he gave him trouble. But yeah, it's a different matchups as far as on what people. So what do you use your Spider Weaver with?
My defense, she's on defense on my setup, and she is also in room three, and she's with the Tangled Web. Plus, I have Ghost Spider and Scarlet Spider with her right now.
Okay, that's what I've been seeing more and more of too, and I'm thinking about switching that. But I mean, this is still kind of
It's
giving me some
because,
success. But yeah, go ahead.
well, you got two members of your Underworld team right there. Underworld is good in all game modes. They're fast, and I think they're good in all game modes. So, I have them for an offense Crucible team too.
Okay. Yeah. So have you used them this past week on offense?
I didn't. I forgot about them for the most part. I've been practicing with them a lot though. Of course, all
Okay.
you have is war practice mode. But I guess we'll talk about it when we get to the blog or the two
Yeah.
blogs that came out this week. Is that we're
Yeah.
going to get practice mode for Crucible too, which is great.
Hell yeah. Yeah. There's some good news behind that. Okay. Yeah. So that's it's funny you said that because you just reminded me, and that's something I need to update. As I was looking at at some of the what's the main counter that you want to use Underworld with? Like, what was the idea of you pulling him off of defense? Do you know who it
There's
was?
somebody else for Young Avengers is probably one of the teams that you'll see that you'll be able to catch him with this year. So I'd be able to beat your Young Avengers team with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably some of the Hero Mutant teams are just so fast they might be able to take number one with it. It's like that room one. I'd probably go in and try just to see how it went. Your Zemo makes a little bit of crazy. I'd like to see who goes first, Zemo or Mr. Negative. So
Yeah.
um, there's a lot of fun to be had with it still. I think it's just for me like they're on the front of my mind for offensive teams because they're fun and new.
Yeah. And that's kind of a good segue. We'll kind of skip away from that because again, I mean, there's just a lot to talk about, and I don't want to eat up too much time here as far as on Crucible. We definitely got to get a second video out there later for that. But then, just to kind of recap and just close off within the past week, I wanted to kind of get your opinions off of this whole event. And the night as the spider, where are you at on here? I just got to 36, but I'm curious to see how have you been pushing aggressively on this one or
I have 91,000 points, so not even as aggressively as you.
okay. I thought I was way behind you. I just assumed.
I've been doing you've been doing your war battles and collecting all your evidence. The only other thing is how much energy you're refreshing and spending. So
Yeah. I do the
I
50s
just
on the campaign energy plus my inbox. I got a lot of I've been starting to hoard up those web energies.
Mhm, mhm.
So I've been kind of going within that direction. But I think, like you said, it's more about, yeah, the battles. I used up 14 for 2 to 3 wars. One of them I only did 13 battles. So that's kind of where I went aggressively at. Yeah, so I guess I'm curious in regards to. I was looking at this morning and I'm like, just I would love to get this last milestone, but I was
Oh
like
yeah.
200,000 points and I'm only at 93, and I got 1 day and 8 hours left. I was like, there's no way. So that
No, this
that
it's another one of those. It's an offer in disguise.
yeah,
So basically, you did your job. You got to the monthly milestone event part. You
yeah,
got all of the monthly milestone points out of it, which is the
the
most important part.
the
This is
mass.
very to the Braun event.
Okay.
Very very similar to the Braun event. Um, Sucks. Like another character that I wound up getting 4 star with out of the thing and had to get a lucky pull to pull him up to 5 star.
I know I was looking at this and I think that's why because I was adding up the shards that I'm left on trying to get. I'm like, man, there's no way. There's no way I can get to that 61. Yeah, I'm not gonna push it. There's no way I'm gonna spend that crazily at all. So, but that was where I'm at. But how about the other ones? Were you able to get the hard-boiled one completed with your
Yes,
blitzing?
yes, and yep. Oh yeah, I'm done already with that, just like you are.
Okay, good. So you got that, and then we're working on our coordinated and the Shadowland Blitz one, the Web of Shadows. Like
Oh, you're still ahead of me on coordinated assault, Dick.
the, hey man, I did that tip
By
last
30,
week. I did that
36
tip.
points. Oh, that tip where you saved up all your stuff,
Yeah, I did. I
all
saved up all
your
my
nutrition.
can't what is it, ISO energies, those freebies. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't even like
Mm-hmm.
refresh at all the rest of the week until the event dropped out, and then boom, I just spent
Yep.
it all. So that was a
That's what
good
I did.
tip, man. No, that was good. That gave me a leg up too, and then I think I probably obviously I think I kind of cored up a little bit more on some of them. And then what I'm gonna do to end up, in case you are trying to chase me, is that I'm still gonna use this
Buy that
go
battle
around.
pass.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go into the
Mm-hmm.
battle pass and buy that top row and use my ISO energies there to kind of complete it all. Hopefully that helps
Yep.
us. So I'll do that. All right. But the big stuff. So I want to go ahead and we're gonna transition. We're gonna go right into the blog post here. I'm gonna let me find the screens here. So we got the big news as far as not Archangel, but yeah, Archangel being the fourth horseman. You know, it's so funny. Every time I say Archangel, I get so confused within the game Archangel and the community manager. I did just, his name is that way, so that makes me kind of have a brain fart every time I say the name. But anyways, so I wanted to break down. My dog keeps grabbing my mouse hand as I'm trying to freaking move the cursor. Yeah, so he's the fourth horseman, and I don't know. This is big news. This is stuff that we kind of been leading on, especially with Minball TV and with Tana. You know, they've been breaking out in the leaks, and I mean, there's just more leaks as far as even with the team that he's coming out with, which I think they're gonna try to name it the Death Sea team. And that's where, as I kind of jump back and forth here within the screens, this is kind of what we're looking at. Magneto is going to be part of that group. I mean, are you 100% confident? Like, do you still feel like pausing, or would you say that this
Oh, I'm
is going to
still
be the team?
pausing.
You still pausing?
No, I'm pausing. Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I guess it helped to watch guys pull them right up to 16 that are in our alliance, and I'm going, oh, I'm going to probably, but I can't. One of the other guys that I talked pretty heavy with in the alliance said this week. He said, "Man, it's I just couldn't be wrong. Like in order to like if I'm going to put that much investment into a team, I can't be wrong. There can be a 0% chance that it's wrong."
Yeah.
So I didn't invest in my Gamma team until it was announced that yeah, this is the Gamma team that is going to be required to unlock Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So the only announcement now is that Death is the Horseman. None of his team members have been officially announced yet. As much as we believe this, and I believe that that is going to be true, but with that small chance, I just can't waste my mutant resources right now.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that. It's more like I truly believe this is gonna be the setup. Like I'm like my gut feeling is on that 80-90% thing. But within the game itself, it doesn't matter for me. I mean shit. I mean you see me, I freaking hoard on training materials, training on everything. Like I just have this thing, like I wait to the very end to go ahead and start unleashing out, the resources to go hard on them. So I'm gonna wait until officially comes through until I start really. But I am being mindful about the resources, and if anything, what I've been doing with them is starting to kind of gear them up to like the 13, 14 area. Um, but that's about it. But I haven't. It's just crazy to me, like you said, we see some of our lines guys doing the G16 on them. It's like I don't know about that. But anyways, but jumping back into the blog post, yeah, I mean that's kind of where it all kind of ties into. So we got him coming out, but they also introduced Nakia and Black Panther 1 million, and this is all tied on to that movie that's going to be coming out, which they don't talk about, and which was also kind of part of that little rumor pick that I had towards the bottom was like Namor. There is probably going to be like a rework going on within Namor because he is going to be part of this movie. So just something to keep in mind. But
I will I will say that I'm a little worried that it probably Nakia is going to be skill, but I'm worried what that Black Panther 1 million BC is going to be a mystic character.
yeah, we'll look at it because it's on the kit. So that comes onto the Friday blog post. So we'll jump and see if it's listed on there or not to kind of
I
answer
guess it
your
is, huh? I
curiosity.
guess I didn't pay that good attention. But
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
like that's my biggest worry. I do not need any more mystic characters right now that need gear.
Yeah, I want to say one of them is. Um,
It's probably Black Panther
yeah.
BC 1 million BC.
So we got
Man,
that. There's Namor, as we were just talking about. So I think they're going to have some type of rework on him. But the one thing that
of
I
all the Iron Man costumes they could put, they put that one. was my least favorite Iron Man. One of them. Like, there's so many cooler suits that they could have used the skin for.
Yeah.
The-
I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, so I it's funny you pause and look at it. The costumes for me I just skip over. Like I don't know why I just
I like I don't like them as much as Menace used to.
hmm
But I like them because they're free pretty much. Like you have the ability to earn almost every single one of them without outright buying it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get you. Okay. Um but what was gonna I'm trying to make sure I don't now I'm looking at my other notes over here. So the so the big thing before I skipped over this, so if I go back to the whole Archangel thing. It was also the second part. I guess the biggest thing. I jump right into the rumor reveal about his team, but what I'm really overlooking, and I shouldn't be, is about the announcement here, and it's about like we knew that Bionic Avengers is going to be, that one Scourge team, but the secondary and final one is going to be the Wakandans. So, like I kind of paused. So that kind of made me feel good. Remember, we were kind of teasing me myself about my T4s and my Wakandan team. And then this news drops, and I'm like, yes, okay, I got something valid now, which you kind of held off on, right? Because,
Right. I
yeah,
want to I want to tell you something about that though, because I was looking at it now about what T4s I should invest into that team,
uh-huh.
and if I'm just investing them for this Scourge event, the answer is none.
Damn it. Okay. And it
I
makes me pause. I'm
I
like, all
wouldn't
right.
I went and looked. I went and looked, and the baddest T4s on that whole team
Uh-huh.
are all Crucible T4s. Every single one of them adds something to Crucible.
Yeah, that's true.
Longer
And
stuff
that's where
adds
I
stuff to
spend it
Crucible.
on.
It just
And
it adds everything to Crucible. It's like, oh, it's good. It's a double. It's a good double use,
uh,
like for your investment. Now the team has two different places where they're going to excel, and I just don't. I'm looking at the T4s and I'm going, thank God I don't have to invest a bunch of T4s into these characters because everything here appears to be for Crucible.
okay, well, shit. Well, that's way to pop my bubble, man. Because, like,
Sorry.
no, no, but it's true, though. I laugh because it's true, right? I was just trying to give myself some pops on, and then you just brought me back down to reality. But because the reality is, where you're going to be spitting your T4s are going to be on these characters right here. So, yeah, so I got to be digging up and being ready for that. What's interesting about them, as they all become like a six-man team in a sense, or seven, is that they don't have any Crucible tags when we look at their kit in a moment. I mean, we're not going to fully break it down because that's a whole separate video. But when you start looking into their abilities and stuff, they have these two new characters will not have any Crucible traits. It's all specific to war offense. So you really have a true Wakandan team. It's going to be a true hybrid of Cosmic Crucible and slash the other separate is your war offensive team. And that's just a short summary of that.
So here's the thought, though. I'm going to eventually bring them all up to 15, at least the five I'm going to use. So, of the seven Wakandans that we know we're going to have now, which two are you going to lay out on and not invest as heavily into?
And not invest.
Yeah, so it's like I got them all at
Yeah.
14, and my M'Baku's at 13 right now. I never invested heavy into him to begin with. I'd have no 15, or I have, sure he is 16, but of the damage dealers, there's none that are above 14. So you know it's going to be for your Crucible team anyway, or your Scourge team. It'll be these two characters, probably Shuri, probably Black Panther, and probably Okoye, right?
Yeah. I mean, the
And
three right
that's
there is that Shuri, Black Panther, and Okoye.
yeah,
So,
because you're going to want Okoye there because Okoye is going to do all the assists and make that mechanic happen. Black Panther with his speed when he kills, and he's a big damage dealer with his charges and things like that. And sure,
hmm
you'll be of course, your healer. I think that's going to be it. So I take pause because I don't want to invest any more into M'Baku or Killmonger right now.
hmm
But I'm almost positive. So it's like here's the things where it's like I haven't invested in that X-Men team yet, but I'm about to invest more into Okoye and Black Panther. I'm going to bring them both up to 15 and probably 85. And I will sit and wait on Killmonger and M'Baku uh, until there's more information in how useful they'll be in the Scourge.
And I'm just looking at the Mystic traits, knowing that or reminding that Black Panther has that Mystic tag. But I mean, you could use your skill resources there on Okoye, which is helpful.
And you could use him on Killmonger, but I just I don't know that Killmonger will be on that team at the end. Doesn't mean he won't be useful for Scourge, because what that did say And I think some important wording on there. The second and final team will be the Wakandans, meaning there's not going to be a third tag for the Death Scourge. Means you're
Mm,
going to have two teams instead of
mm,
three. So you'll have the Bionic Avengers, which is a 5 pack, and a 7 pack. So you're going to have two characters, which means you could have two one-man burner teams for those nodes if you needed them. If that's all Killmonger's going to be used for, then it doesn't really matter.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So that's it's a lot of thinking, and that's why I appreciate these Sundays with you. Just kind of definitely have to think about what you want to start planning resource management wise, and just have a plan ready for yourself. How you individually play. Okay. But if I jump back just to kind of close off in regards to the Thursday post here about the 2022 preview. This campaign. So this is good. I mean, like really, what I got off of this whole thing, if I were to, you know, blitz through it, it's about those characters, about the Scourge teams, and then we go into talking about this campaign. So now you're gonna get some resources. So now we got another way to kind of work on our resource management, or whether it's getting gear, or in this case, getting character shards for Wong and Cersei. So that's some news, and
Yeah.
it says it's coming out on version 6.5. So that should be dropping hopefully by this Wednesday. So that'll be something to try to remind yourself and others that once that drops, you can jump right into it. So for my gameplay style, anything that's on farming aspects, I look to get all the stars and just get all completed as quick as possible. So then I can just auto play it the rest of the way
Farm.
through.
Yep. Yep. Farm it up as quick as you can.
Yeah.
And it's just heroes and villains, so it's not like, you should already have the characters that are able to do this.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'll be jumping on that. Then again, so they just kind of add about the economy updates there. So they talked about for those campaigns. Um, and then also, I guess on the War Store, they're going to be opening up that other, like, I forget what they labeled them, but they are going to be giving some teal gear orbs in the War Store as like part of the Elite War credits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't, as I jump into the gameplay here, just to kind of preview what I'm talking about, because all this verbiage sometimes can get confusing. It's like, I guess the credit side, I think I kind of got the impression it's like on this stuff right here. Yeah. So they're going to be opening up how they have the orange, then teal is now going to be another option here. So I'll probably name it like Teal Gear War or 1 and 2
One.
or something.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what that blog is all about.
Does
And
it feel? Is it just me, or does it feel like that's about 6 months too late?
yeah, it's way too late, man. That was
Like
also
I really
supposed to
don't
be for
care. Like,
Doom. That's supposed to be for Dormammu, right?
yeah, like I don't like. I should care about that, and I should be like, oh no, I've been spending my war credits, and literally zero of me is sad about that. I've been spending my war credits on things that I need.
Yeah, yeah. There were some
Like,
events that I started using them up for too.
right when you want to talk about a day late and a dollar short, like that is literally the definition of it. Like, I don't even care anymore about their teal gear war orbs.
Yeah, there's a laundry list of those things still. In regard, like I feel
Yeah.
the same way about this whole campaign thing with the resources.
Mm,
Like adding, yeah, there's so many things that they should up with the whole bottleneck of availability of characters, that they really have stuff there already presently in the game mode that doesn't have to add content. It's just adding a button, adding like the raid store. What is the stuff that we do in the raids? I forget. But it's like the Team Alliance stuff where they used to have Silver Surfer shards and they haven't put a new character up on that yet either. Just different things. But I digress. But yeah, this whole quality of life thing. I know this is the big hot topic out of everything. I mean, and this is what we're going to talk about. I thought it was on this one, maybe somewhere else. But there is a practice mode that they're going to be talking about on the Cosmic Crucible. That was
I
on
think it's in
here.
the next one.
Maybe it's on the Friday blog, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't see it here, but we'll see it when it comes through. But it's about the retreat option. I don't. It doesn't hit me as sour as that. Some people are all upset about, thinking that we can bounce out of it like a scourge, and then restart it. I mean, I think the whole concept of having like great energy is kind of be mindful how you use it. But I guess really
Right. Like
they just wanted to save you time from the hard reset. That's all.
yes.
Yeah.
Right, because even I hard reset raid nodes occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
If something goes sour and you leave yourself in a place where you couldn't possibly start that node again from that position, it's far better to hard close your game and then come back into it and start that node fresh, just having lost energy.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm still gonna hard reset it just out of fear. Like I just do not want to come back and having to pay cores or health packs or whatever for like a whole new squad. Nah, I'm not. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I got to see it to believe it before I kind of do that retreat option. All right. So let's jump into the Friday blog post now. So this is kind of where to get more in detail about everything we're just talking about with the Wakanda team. Obviously, without overskipping, this is also where they introduced the Iron Man zombie. So that's official. We'll talk about him in a second. But I'm curious. I want to jump into the traits. So there it is, Mystic. Bam, black.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is there is a Mystic trait going on here. I believe that this is what they're talking about off for Black Panther. And again, I'm not going to break it all down, but as really the highlights and the bold stuff you're going to see is all war offense, war offense. Nothing on here is a Crucible tag, so just be mindful about that. But when you go to Nakia, she's skill. All right,
Yeah.
so you'll be able to do that safely. I don't know. I think as far as it's just a weird, interesting question that you asked as far as like how is going to be my five? Like who are the five that I'll kind of all gear up? And I just feel like the two that we just talked about in regards to Mumbaku and Killmonger, I add these two kind of on a caution approach. I'm still kind of waiting. I think I'll get them all the way up to about the 14th level, and then I'll kind of slowly, as I start playing and using them and seeing other content creators out there, then I'll start making a decision as far as who I'm going to get to the 15th level. So that's how I'm going to take the approach on them. But I kind of lean towards more the Crucible just to justify my T4 usage. So I may do something like that. Who knows? So that's that in regards to those. Now the big thing, without making this video too long and just trying to close it up here. To me, it's all about this whole Iron Man. So, I mean, we get the news. They're talking about his event that's going to come out on the 27th. And that's why I keep kind of guessing that the whole patch update's going to be the day before, which should come out on Wednesday, the 26th. And then the following day, just on past trends, then we'll see the Iron Man event, roll off. So, but part of our gameplay, and I'll just kind of pause and just talk about this. I know for me personally to share as far as spending and stuff, I just look into buying the new characters. And that's about I don't look to spend towards gear and things like that or stars or those. Well, what's been heavy has been those red star packs, right? That people can buy to kind of get a 5, 6, or 7 red star on certain characters.
Yeah.
Like, man, I mean, they had like a laundry list. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and stuff. And I think it's lost my interest even more in how they're eroding everything and pushing this to the web store that I just kind of like it's made me hide my wallet even more. It's just like, no, you're not. So for me, so I guess the summary is I would look into getting this on its initial release as far as the offer that will come out for that. But other than that, then I just kind of go about the gameplay style and just however his release method is, and then I'll try to jump into it. So what they talk about on his particular release method is going to be in regards to that trick or treat event that's kicking out on Thursday. So as I'm trying to look for that under screenshot that you even wanted remind me about, but it's the news right here that the community manager Archangel brought up on Mobile Gamers Twitch stream, and it was about like right here. I mean, you can read it verbatim here. He wanted to know what is different about this release. We have established that normally there are offers right after the initial release, and with Zombie Iron Man at the moment, there is no plan for his offers to come around till next year. So, and I don't try to bite into the whole fear of FOMO, but I just kind of bring up I'm still going to go about my usual activity, as far as getting that initial release. But those that may sleep on it, this is just kind of a warning that are spenders that I just wanted to bring up. But does this kind of make you feel as if you need to push more aggressively, like, or are you going to change your style with that information? I guess is what I want to ask.
You'll never buy the secondary offers anyway.
Yeah.
Just to be absolutely honest. It This is supposed to feed into my FOMO and make me maybe pay more, do two offers instead of one, and do the other things. But I don't, none of the characters we get now are going to be released for the rest of the year, pretty much anyway. Like you're not going to get anything farmable that for anything being released in this time for another 6 months still. So it's not like the end of the year is so far away that I'm worried about them not putting zombie Iron Man shards into their orbs until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Um, and it's going to be a two-man team.
Yeah.
So I'm super interested in that because I do still really enjoy war. So I'm not going to spend any more than I normally do. They didn't catch me being worried that I'm going to miss out on anything. But like I said, I spend anyway. I initially buy one offer, which is just that's just how I play the game because I want to play with the new toys first.
Yeah.
So it's great. What it means to me is my investment will last. That's what it means to me.
Hmm.
That my 4 or 5 red that I get after the end of the event, or 4 or 5 starred, I don't know what kind of red stars are pulled, but will be pretty much what it is. And if anybody else has higher, they bought both events and they cleared the event at the beginning. So that may mean that there's no 7-star zombie Ironmans for a while.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna become the new Icarus and Circe.
Unless, it depends. If he has an orb though that you can spend cores on, then that's different.
Yeah.
So if that's part of the initial release offer where they have the zombie Iron Man orb that's 675 cores, well, people will still get him to 7-star them right away. But those people will have paid astronomical amounts
Oh yeah. And
because they've literally just been buying $100 packs of cores until they hit a 7-star. So
and I'm sure you saw those people in your Crucible League. So
uh, I've seen a lot more 7-star gambits than I care to talk about.
well, and the second part of it is just like, yeah, the other big deal is that he would not be in the basic Ultimus Mega Premium and available to buy with cores in the store. So he only be available through this initial release event and that initial offer. So yeah, it's just something there, and you kind of hit on. They are a two-man team, and what they're getting labeled as is like the undead team, and that's where Hella's gonna get a rework that's been leaked, and it just feels. I mean, everything feels that they may be like the new Icarus and Circe, and this may roll out just as long as Icarus and Circe, as far as finding stars, to try to get them promoted. And I just kind of paused because I'm thinking like I seen some trends, and I wouldn't be surprised that wherever she's farmable at, they take it away. Like hella, that would be dirty stuff. But watch. I mean, not that I'm trying to jinx it, but I feel like something like that may happen. Just don't be surprised. All right. So then so jump on to back to the blog post there. Yeah, so to go on to it, I mean, so that's just something to be ready for. If I were to break down the event, I don't have much to break down. I don't know what the rules are going to be, but really, it
It's
kind
like
of ties into other ones. Let me look up. So this is the future shock event. So something tomorrow is going to be kicking off with the Midnight Haunt, uh, and I'm pausing because I think on this one right here, what if I remember, if I'm looking back on my notes. This is gonna have a blitz and coring one. So, oh yeah, that's why I'm pausing because I'm really interested to hear what you're gonna say about this one. So this Midnight Haunt milestone that's gonna be kicking off tomorrow, 6-day event, and you're blitzing, which we've already been accustomed to, and we're already conditioned into it. All we need to be mindful is like, oh, okay, the key teams that we need to be using more aggressively on the blitz wins are gonna be your Dark Hunter and your Symbiotes, but they're going to add on to some other bonus points for those that are spinning cores. So imagine this. It made me think, right? They had the 5,000 core blunder, and I felt like ever since then, events on events on events have been about like spinning power cores. And then like now they just upped it up, the ante up. So like they're adding the leaderboard to it on this particular one. They're like, okay, so while you're going on to these points over here, and I'm not going to break down all the points, but like if you can clear the milestones up to 30, that's going to be about 250,000 points. But as soon as you hit 1,000 points, you qualify for the leaderboard. So if you keep pushing, we're going to give you a second rewards over here, and the top 50 are going to be able to get that teal level 5 ion, which has not been released anywhere until now. So, Darth, are you gonna get on to your
Level
well
4
mode?
ions or level 4 ions?
No, level 5. Look, okay, let me read it. It says earn at least 1,000 points to qualify for this leaderboard. T2
Okay,
level
just
5 ions.
oh, that's for the yeah, that's for the top 550. We're no, that's not for us. You know better than that.
No, it's not.
That's not for us. That's how I feel about that. That's for other guys.
Yeah.
We'll be happy. I'll be happy with whatever I get at the end of that, not giving a shit about their leaderboard.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to zoom in on it if you can see it. Yeah, I mean this leaderboard, I was looking at it. No, it's small.
I see. Yeah,
Eh,
I didn't see it because your T5 ions are at the top, and I was looking at the bottom where which are the things I will get, which are Elite 4 credits and T2 level 4 ions.
yeah.
Hell, even there, I'm such a peasant. I want those level 4 ions. I
Yeah,
could
I
I
mean,
could use tons of those.
I'll take it,
Like I'm
but
still happy.
yeah, I'm not gonna change my gameplay style. I mean, I'm just gonna kind of go about it like I normally do. Um, and yeah, good luck to those. I want to fight in the top 50, man. I mean, it's interesting to kind of see what the leaderboard is, or if they're gonna allow us to peek into it there. So I know there's gonna be some elbows thrown and everything. It's just gonna be interesting to see how that fights off. But that was a big one there. And then I guess really other than that, I mean, I don't have any other news that's coming through as far as really to kind of break down, other than we still got the normal, routine with the Rumble Blitz coming through. Supernatural is going to be the feature team on that. The Elite Store editions, they're adding Spider-Man 2099 into that. Your character availability is Spider Weaver, joining all those orbs and stuff that, Iron Man Zombie will have no love for. And the Free Claim Friday, so I was able to dig that up. They said to keep an eye out on the free claims every day on the web. I don't, so just, yeah, again, they're pushing that. And our boy Willie, he's just, I kind of have a fear that it may be pushing him into like feeling like he's going to feel too far behind on stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. But I feel for the Willies out there that don't want to use the web stores. But that's about it. I mean, anything else that I have before I close it off, or that you had that I may have
Nope.
overlooked, or questions?
I think everything you covered everything I would have wanted to talk about here.
Yeah, I mean, there were some screenshots here that I'll just kind of close it off with that I have just to kind of go through what I had saved here. But again, if you those that are interested, you can find some of these leaked information. Well, now it's not leaked. They talked about the data mines, or it opened it up to this last Friday blog post with Nakia, with the million, the Black Panther 1 million. And what do I have? There was something else I wanted to share with you guys to close off. And it's kind of sliding going towards my usual kind of rumor stuff. Where is it at? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me find. And this is going to be on MSF Vault Discord's channel. And I wanted to kind of show this because this kind of came through. So Tana and Minball, they kind of share information out there on their own individual pages. But then this, I really love this MSF Vault because it just kind of like brings all the stuff in together in this one Discord channel. And what Tana just recently talked about is that the zombie, he kind of went through the events. There's 4 new characters coming out this week. We've got the zombie Iron Man. We got the Black Panther we talked about, Nakia. Fourth one that wasn't really talked about was Dark Beast. But on here, he's talking about the release theories. So we know that that zombie Iron Man is going to be the Halloween event this Thursday. And then November's monthly character apparently might be the Black Panther, which, they got to choose one of the 4, right? So that's kind of where the theory
Hmm.
starts going into. And then the Nakia is going to be an event campaign. And then apparently Dark Beast will be the last character announced, last character to be released. And that might tie into him being rolled over to December. So don't know if that's sad news or hopefully it's fake news, but just one of the things I wanted to share. But otherwise,
I don't know.
oh, you have some thoughts on that, or you're like you said, hell
Oh,
no?
I just said I don't know. Because that leaves. Think about it. Zombie Iron Man is in Halloween, which is the end of November. And there's the month-long November event, and then that's saying that the only other character release in November is going to be Nakia. I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
hoping
that
so. Yeah,
I think that the next character is going to be released in there. If it's Dark Beast, then he'll be a normal character, or if not, there's going to be a different character slipped in before Dark Beast, and that would be fine with me if this was accurate because it helps my wallet out. But I believe with the way they release characters that that's too big of a break in the month of November for them to only release two characters,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. They're missing the milestone, so there would be as much milestones that they do every damn week. There has to be something out there. So
Hmm.
I'm with you. All right. Well, that's going to put a wrap onto the show. We'll kind of digest a little bit here to kind of close off things onto Twitch. So, hope you guys are enjoying the game, are ready for this next week. Hopefully, there isn't as many blunders. I should add some little stuff to our show to kind of like, just kind of tease and just kind of joke about it. But just hang on tight. Just let it go through its course. We've all been through the roller coaster before here, so just enjoy it. And yeah, stay tuned. Oh, show notes to also class. And I'm just gonna get you right off guard a little bit, Darth. But what I would do on here, just to announce, I won't be recording on Sunday next week. I'm gonna be in Houston for the Renaissance Festival. It's kind of a yearly thing I do with the family. So I can't say see y'all next Sunday. I'll see y'all the next following Sunday. So y'all take it easy. Enjoy your week. All right, bye.